Welcome back to a Paul versus Jesus episode. I believe this one is number 2. 2, I believe, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. You'll see in the title, because that's why you came here. All right, so Paul versus Jesus, the original inventor of the upside-down cross. Well, to put everything on the table, there is no evidence of this. Like, not in the Bible. It just has to be tradition. That's what it is. It's church tradition. Because there's church tradition. That's what you do when you go to church. You do your tradition. It's not what Jesus told you to do. You just do that. But in the church tradition, it says that Paul was crucified upside down because he was not worthy. He was not worthy to be crucified just like Jesus. So he asked to be hung upside down. That's what it says. But if you are following Jesus, why wouldn't you want to do things the way Jesus did? Why do you want to change the horse in the middle of the river? Nobody does that, especially if you love Jesus. Say, hey, remember that good old adage from the American Old West? What is good for the goose should be good for Paul. No, it's not, because what's telling you, the upside down cross, they are setting up their own program in parallel almost, called Christianity, which has nothing to do with Jesus. They're telegraphing you. We're turning the cross that you worship, which is to begin with, because why would you worship the guillotine? If your king got killed by the guillotine, your lovely king got killed by the guillotine, why would you put a guillotine in your house? Yes, this is the guillotine that killed my favorite king. Craziness, okay? But that sign right there, even the cross telling you that you're a guillotine worshiper, hands down one, but upside down guillotine says that that's even against that program too. So Paul is setting up a new program called Christianity, because it could have been Jesusite. Hey, I'm a Jesusite. Why Christianity? Well, I'll tell you, because I will make another episode, not of this one, another one, about who actually is Christ. But just so you know, Paul is the original inventor of the upside down cross because he actually hated Jesus. That's why he was killing all of his followers. It says it in the Acts of the Apostles. And Jesus warned you about Paul. He said, don't follow that guy who discovers Jesus in a desert. That's what Jesus was warning you about. That guy Paul, he knew Paul. He knew Paul. He was very familiar with Paul. And Paul was very familiar with Jesus. It's not like Paul had no idea who Jesus was. They were running in the same circles. Yeah. So, be aware. Goodbye now.